Welcome to another heavy equipment video review. Today we are going to review this Alaris GW volumetric pump by CareFusion. This is a very easy to use pump. This pump has a main display here, several display indicators, 8 buttons. This is the on-off button. This is the primary and secondary button. This can be used to switch between primary and secondary infusion modes if enabled. The prime bolus button. This can be used either to prime the infusion set or if we want to administer a bolus during the infusion. The clear silence button. This can be used either to silence the alarm for 1 minute or to reset the values displayed. These two buttons can be used to increase or decrease the values displayed. And this enter button can be used to scroll between rate, volume to be infused, or time, or other options. And this is the run hold button that can be used to run or stop the infusion. This is the power indicator, so if this is on, the pump is connected to an AC power supply. If we open the door, here we can find the tubing guide with a label that clearly indicates the flow direction. We have an air sensor here and a pressure sensor down here. And this is a flow stop mechanism. So when this is activated, it stops the fluid flow. This bevel here release the flow stop mechanism when the door is closed. On the side we have an RS232 port that can be used to connect a nurse call connector, or here we also have drip sensor interface. On the back we have a potential equalization connector, an infrared connector, the main power connector, the fuses here. We have a folded pole clamp to put the pump on a standard infusion pole, or here we have this rotating cam that can be released using this lever, and this is useful to lock the pump onto Alaris DS docking station or an Alaris Getaway workstation. Going on the front, we can open the door of the pump, put the line in, and close the door. This is pretty easy. We have to open the inline clamp. We turn on the pump. When the pump is turned on, it performs an automatic sec detection, so performs a test that helps the pump to recognize if a compatible CareFusion infusion set has been loaded correctly. So then we can press this button till fill appears and press it again to fill the line, and we can keep it pressed till all the air bubbles are out of the line. When we are done with this, we can set the rate, or we can also clear it pressing this button, and we can scroll between the values with the enter button. We can set the volume to be infused, and here we have the volume infused that we can reset pressing this button. So if we want to start a new infusion, we can reset this value, and then we can press this button to start the infusion. So here the pump gives an alarm that can be either occlusion or air. So yes, there is air inside. Okay, now that the pump is going, we can, and maybe we want to give a fluid bolus, we can press this button and keep it pressed to start to give a bolus. When we want to stop, we just need to release the button and the pump will go back to the normal infusion rate. When we are on hold or in setup mode, we can press for 2 seconds the enter button to enter in the user selectable options menu. We have some options that are selectable by the user, and some other options that need qualified service person to enable them or to configure them. These user selectable options are the occlusion pressure level, the alarm volume, to swap between the volume to be infused and the time of infusion, and the macro mode. These options have to be enabled by a qualified service person. Before that we can use it. Let's say that this pump can be highly personalized, asking if we ask a qualified service person to do so. So we can decide how much hair inside the line is needed to trigger the alarm. In microliters, the default value is 100 microliters, but we can change it to 50, 100, 250 or 500 microliters. We can select the occlusion pressure. By default is set to high, so 500 millimeters of mercury, but we can, a qualified service person can change it to low, so 250 millimeters of mercury, or normal, so 350 millimeters of mercury. A qualified service person can also disable or change the rate of the keep vein open option. So the keep vein open feature is not an option. Is a feature that help to keep the patient veins open in order to prevent blood clots and catheter occlusion at the end of infusion. So at the end of infusion, the pump will continue to infuse at a very low rate, and this low rate can be set between 1 and 5 milliliters per hour by a qualified service person, and by default is set to 5 milliliters per hour. While we are infusing, we can hold it. After a while that the pump is on hold, the pump will give an attention alarm in order to remind us that the pump is not infusing. So, as you can hear, the alarm. We can silence it for 1 minute pressing here, so it's still giving the alarm but without beeping. Or we can press this button and stop the alarm and restart the infusion. While the pump is infusing, if we don't want to change accidentally our infusion settings, we can press these two buttons and lock the screen, lock the keyboard, sorry. So as you can see, everything is locked except for the hold button. If we want to unlock the keyboard, we just need to press these two buttons and we can change everything. If we want to change the infusion rate while the pump is infusing, we have to remember to press the enter button to confirm, or the pump will go back to the previous infusion rate without making any change. So now, pressing the enter button, we confirm the new infusion rate and the pump is infusing at 60 milliliters per hour. It's important to remember that CareFusion recommend to open the air vent on the Alaris GW volumetric pump set if we are using glass bottles or semi-rigid containers, in order to reduce the partial vacuum formed as the fluid is infused, and this will help the pump to maintain the accuracy. In the end, I think that this is a very good pump. It's very easy to use, very straightforward, very compact. It is almost the half of some of the pump from other competitors. So it's very easy to have several of them in a single infusion pole or in one of the Alaris docking station or the Alaris Gateway workstation. So this is definitely a plus. It's very easy to use, heavily customizable, obviously by qualified service person, but that shouldn't be a problem. I think that's pretty solid as well. I think that this pump can easily survive veterinary practice setting for a long time. I find it a very good pump. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. See you for the next review.